Hello, student. I, Dr. Shafali Jain, Assistant Professor, Tirthankar Mahavir University. Student, today we discuss about investment multiplier. Investment multiplier. Investment multiplier is an important contribution of Professor J.K. Keynes. Keynes believed that an initial increment in an investment increase the final income by many times. Multiplier explains the relationship between an initial increment in investment and the resulting increase in aggregate income. It means the terms multiplier refers to the concept that any increase in public or private investment in spending has a more than proportionate positive impact on aggregate income and the general economy. It is rooted in the economic theories of John Maynard Keynes. John Maynard Keynes is the founder of this investment multiplier. So, the multiplier attempts to qualify the additional effects of investment money beyond those immediately visible. The larger an investment multiplier, the more efficient it is in creating and distributing wealth throughout the economy. The investment multiplier refers to the stimulative effect of public or private investment. It is rooted in the economic theories of John Maynard Keynes. The extent of the investment multiplier depends on two factors. We will also discuss it, the marginal propensity to purchase and the marginal propensity to sell. A higher investment multiplier suggests that the investment will have a large stimulative effect on the economy. So multiplier is symmetrically show K is the ratio of increase in national income delta bar due to an increase in investment delta R means K is equal to delta pi upon delta R. Suppose an additional investment delta I of rupees 4,000 crore in an economy generates an additional income delta pi of rate rupees 16,000 crores. The value of multiplier K in this case will be K is equal to 16,000 upon 400, 4,000. 4 means 4 times means income increase 4 times with a single increase in the investment. So multiplier and MPC, there exists a direct relationship between MPC and the value of multiplier. The concept of multiplier is based on the fact that one person's expenditure is another person's income. MPC and multiplier value are directly related to one another. The value of multiplier increases with the increase in MPC and vice versa. The concept of multiplier was developed based on the view that the expense of one person is another person's income. Increase in multiplier investment increases income of the people, a portion of which is used by people for consumption. The value of MPC determines how much of the new income is to be spent on consumption. People will spend a large portion of their increased income on consumption. In the case of higher MPC, the multiplier's value will be higher. How much the consumption increase? MPC also increase. The multipliers value will be that MPC increase, the value of the multiplier also increase. The multiplier value will be higher in such a situation. The people will spend a smaller percentage on their increased income. On multipliers value will be higher in such a situation. However, they will find a smaller percentage of their increased income on consumption when the MPC is low. The MPC determines the value of multiplier. So you well understood what is the relationship between multiplier and MPC. When investment is increased, also increase the income of people. People spend a parts of this increased income on consumption. However, the amount of increased income spent on consumption depend on the value of MPC. In case of higher MPC, people will spend a large proportion of their increased income of consumption. In such case, value of multiplier will be more. In case of low MPC, will be spent lesser proportion of their increased income on consumption. In such case, value of multiplier will be comparatively less. Algebraic relationship. We know an equilibrium income fund is the such total of consumption and the investment. So you can say Y is equal to C plus I because uh, Y C consumption and I investment. Similarly, any change in income in delta Y will also be equal to delta C plus delta I. Okay, क्योंकि y is equal to C plus I. So delta y is equal to delta C plus delta I. Can also write delta y is equal to delta C plus delta I. Divided both sides of delta by the क्या? Delta by upon delta by 1. Delta C upon delta by MPC is equal to होता है change in consumption upon change in income. MPC is equal to you can say delta C upon delta by in place of delta C upon delta by you can write MPC and K is equal to होता है delta y upon delta I. So you can write down 1 upon K because it is a show opposite relationship. So K is equal to M1 upon 1 minus MPC. Okay, इसको इस टाइप से हम लिख सकते हैं. So delta by delta I is equal to 1, delta C delta by is equal to MPC and delta I and delta by is equal to delta 1 upon K. So we can say multiplier is directly related to MPC and inversely related to PS. The multiplier values is based on the marginal propensity to consume. In other words, when MPC is higher, multiplier K is higher and vice versa. On the contrary, C higher MPS, the lower will be the multiplier value and vice versa. Can be clearly understood with the help. So MPC, suppose MPC is 0. So then MPS will be 1 because MPS is 0. So total income is same. So MPS is 1. So multiply K is equal to 1 upon 1 0. ठीक है. So K suppose MPC is 0.60. Then MPS क्या होगी 1 minus 0.60 0.40. So multiplier will be 2.5. 1 upon point क्योंकि MPC is equal to K is equal to 1 upon 1 minus MPC होता है. तो 1 minus MPC 0.60 अगर आप सब्सट्रैक्ट करेंगे तो 1 upon 0.40 तो 0.40 को अगर आप 1 से डिवाइड करेंगे तो क्या आएगा? डिवाइड कीजिए 2.5. ओके. अगर if suppose MPC is 0.67. Then MPS 1 minus of 0.67 is equal to will be 0.33. तो 1 upon 0.33 को आप 1 से डिवाइड कीजिए, क्या आएगा 3. Okay, so then when the value of MPC is increased, value of multiplier increase. Suppose MPC is 1, जितनी भी इनकम मतलब जितनी भी इनकम है उसको पूरा स्पेंड किया जा रहा है, तो एमपीसी सपोज 1 तो एमपीएस 0, तो आप 1 अपॉन 0 करेंगे क्योंकि के इज इक्वल टू 1 अपॉन 1 माइनस एमपीसी, तो 1 अपॉन 0 इंफिनिटी. सो we can say that the multiplier has a direct relationship with the MPC and inverse relationship with the MPS. And you can say we know K is equal to 1 upon 1 minus MPC and 1 minus MPC is equal to MPS. And K is equal to 1 upon MPC. You can see also. So we can find out the multiplier in these three types of formula. K is equal to delta y upon delta I. K is equal to 1 upon 1 minus MPC. K is equal to 1 upon MPS. Hope student you well understood how many times you can find out the multiplier. So it can be seen, see that when the MPC value is 1, as I so the multiplier can has a maximum value of infinity because MPS is 0 and 1 divided 0 will be infinite. And MPC shows that the economy has decided to spend the entire increased income and has decided to retain not but the small parts of its increased income. Consumption expenditure will continue to rise and the multiplier value will be infinity. So, as a k is equal to 1 upon 1 minus this. When some k is equal to 1, then k is equal to 1 upon 1 minus 1, 0 to 1 upon 0, k is equal to infinity. So, it can see that when the MPC value is 0, the multiplier minimum value is 0. Economy has decided to save all additional income and has made no consumption expenditure. Hence, there will no further growth in the as a result delta y is equal to delta I, or the overall rise in income delta y will equal to total increase in investment delta I in case the multiplier value is 1. Proof as k is equal to 1 upon 1 minus MPC, MPC is 0. K is equal to 1 upon 1 minus 0. So 1 upon 1, so k is equal to 1. So the principle of one person's expenditure equals another person's income. Explain how multiplier works. When you make an additional investment, your income rises many times faster than your investment. This can be understood. Consider that 200 crores delta I. Suppose 200 crore delta I. Additional investment is made to build. This additional investment will result in additional 200 crores in revenue in the first round. If MPC is taken to be suppose 0.8, then those receive this increased income spent 160 crores. So, or 80% of 200 crores of its consumptions, and the remaining amount will be by 160. In the next round, 80% of extra income of 160 crore or 128 crore will be spent on the consumption with the remaining amount saved. The multiplier process will be continued and every round's consumer expenditure will be equal to 0.80 times an extra income earned in the previous round. So, It can be calculated that an initial investment 200 crores as a resulting in the total increase of 1000 crore in income. Thus, the multiplier will be delta y upon delta I 1000 crore 100. Multiplier will be 5. You can also explain with it. I can also explain it with the diagrams. The AD, AD, it's AT and AS. AS. Okay. Which can also use to graphical represent the multiplier in the diagrams. In this diagram, y-axis represent aggregate demand. Assume initial equilibrium is established point E, where AD AD curve AS intercept. Here you can see OY, OY. This is the equilibrium level of the income. Assume that the investment rises by delta I. Okay, delta I. It's a delta I. Delta, causing a new aggregate demand curve. New aggregate demand curve 81 to cross the aggregate supply. Okay, delta S, new aggregate demand 81 cross the aggregate supply AS at the point of F. Okay, as a result OY1, OY1 is the equilibrium level of income due to an initial increase in the investing. The income increases from OY to OY1. The graph clearly shows that the income growth YY1 or delta Y. Delta Y is show is more than the investment growth delta I. Delta I, this is delta I. Thus, the value of multiplier is proved that multiplier is equal to K is equal to delta Y upon delta I. So, that the income is increased more than the investment. So, in the above expression of multiplier, we have assumed that the marginal capacity of to consume remains constant throughout as the income increases in various rounds of consumption expenditure. So, yeah. In various rounds of consumption expansion, however, the marginal capacity to consume may differ in various rounds of consumption expenditure. But this constancy of marginal capacity to consume is a realistic assumption since all available empirical evidence shows that, that the marginal capacity to consume is very stable in the short run. Secondly, we have assumed that there is a net to consume a very stable in the short run. Secondly, we have assumed that there is so there is a net increase in investment is a period. No further direct effect on investment in that period occurs, or if they occurs, they have been taken into account so that there is a given net increase in investment. We have assumed that there is no any time lag between the increase in investment and the resulting increase in income. That is, increment in income takes place as a result of increment in investment. Jim Keynes ignored the time lag in the process of invest income generation, and therefore his multiplier is called instantaneous multiplier. In recent years, the importance of time lags has been recognized, and the concept of dynamic multiplier has been developed on that basis. So, uh, Keynes multiplier was evolved in the context of advanced capitalist economy, which were in grief of depressions and in times of depression, and there did access capacity in the consumer goods industries due to lack of aggregate demands. The Keynes multiplier effect is very small in developing countries like India, since there is not much access capacity in the consumer goods industries. In other above analysis of the multiplier process, we have taken a closed economy. That is, we have not taken into account imports or exporting. It our were an open economy, then a parts of increment in consumption expenditure would have been made on imports of goods from abroad. So, hope student well understood how we can find out the investment multiplier. Investment multiplier, as you also see in this, K is equal to delta by any changes in the income and changes in the investment. In the next video, we will also discuss other concept. Now, thank you. Thank you very much.